first I want to say how wonderful you people are, all of you. You're so wonderful. What a great group. I feel very privileged to be here. I really do. And I hope I'm making new friends for the future. My transformation, I probably reinvented myself 24 times. I was a childhood juvenile diabetic. At 11, I was diagnosed type 1. This was in the 60s. And in the 60s, diabetes was an old person's disease. So they weren't doing a lot of research. And everybody had a grandmother or grandparent who had an amputated leg or something. Anyway, I had a very brittle case. It was very hard to control. And at that time, there were no insulin pumps. There was no glucometers, all the things they have now for people. So I took one insulin shot a day, which does not regulate your blood sugar as effectively as a pancreas that works. So by the time I was 26, my doctor said to me, your kidneys are probably going to fail in 10 years, so you need to be thinking about dialysis. And I was like, I won't be thinking about dialysis anyway. I just went on with my life. And by the time I reached 34, my kidneys had failed. I had heart disease, and I needed a double organ transplant. So I went on a waiting list, waiting for somebody else to die so that I could have a donor. And believe me, you look at humanity differently when you pass people on the street and you think, that could be my organ donor. Because it's usually a young person who dies in a car accident and has head injuries, but the body is otherwise okay. Well, in a few months, they found an organ donor for me. I was on the network where it's a registry, national registry. Her name was Gina. She was 25 years old. She died in a car accident. She was 9 years younger than me, and we were such a perfect match. We could have been sisters. That was 30 years ago. At 62, I was living in Mexico. My husband and I were in Mexico, and it dawned on me. I had lived in Saudi Arabia. I'd had a successful career as an illustrator. I had worked for L'Oreal in New York. I had done fashion design. I mean, my life has been exciting. I take risks, and I think the reason is that Death and I shook hands twice. And I realized I was not afraid of dying. I was afraid of living. So I really strove from that point on to live life with everything I had. So at 62, I really was taking a look and thought, oh my gosh, in 2 years, my 30-year organ transplant anniversary is coming up. I wouldn't have lived to be 40 if I hadn't had that transplant. So I just thought, okay, what can I do? And I thought, I'm just gonna start taking care of myself. And in that moment, I became the woman I am in this moment, which is strong, optimal health, vibrant, lean, and feeling amazing. In that moment, it was a transformation in a nanosecond in my mind. It took 2.5 years to manifest out here. And I find that's the secret to reinvention. You have to live it, be it, now, believe it, and let time and let the energies that you are, your thoughts are energy, they magnetize, they will pull to you the right people, the right situations. So I had a coach, and he said to me after a year, you should be in a competition. And I said, what's a competition? And he goes, a master's bikini bodybuilding competition. I said, a bikini on stage? I'm like, who wants to see a 60-year-old in a bikini? And he's like, you need to do this. He could see how hard I was working. So a year later, I prepped for the contest, and I was in the 60-plus division, and I got first place. And the number they gave me, because they give you a number, you wear it on a little badge, on your little tiny bathing suit, was 64, which was my age. And I thought, this is an omen. But the thing I realized also about reinvention and transformation is that we all have the power to live the life of our dreams. Nothing holds us back but ourselves, nothing. And it's usually the thoughts we think. Whatever you think constantly and focus on and believe deep down in yourself and infused with emotion will manifest in your life. So why not choose what you're going to manifest. Rather than toxic worry, or I can't do this, or I can't. The other thing I realize is that when my goal and my focus is on serving others, life is fabulous. It's about relationships with people. It's about using the lessons you've learned in life, like John Michael's talk, how much he gives to others through his experiences. It's never, and if we get back to the fitness part, it's never too late and you're never too old to completely recomposition your body, but the real transformation takes place in your spirit and your mind, because those three things are connected. So do not hold back. What's the big unreasonable dream? You gotta have it. You know, let it guide your life. And I'm just really grateful I'm here and I can share my story. And the other thing that happened that I didn't mention was I had a triple cardiac bypass at age 48. And I started an Instagram account that was private, and my friend said, you should make it public. And people are so inspired that someone with my medical history, and these are hidden things, can do what I did. And I'm finding that I just want to share that and let people know, if I did it, you can do it. So thank you for letting me share my story.